Welcome back to a Yorkshire Lad Talks Football and welcome to another video. This time your match reaction for Chelsea 2, Everton 0 in the Premier League last night. It was another brilliant victory for the Blues. Another 6-pointer as well. All these games that are coming up have been 6-pointers, but this one more so I believe, because Everton do have a game in hand on us still, and if they win that game in hand they go 1 point behind us. However, if they'd have won last night, they'd have gone ahead of us in the table, and they would have had a game in hand still, so they would have been able to accelerate from us in the top 4 race. So it was pivotal. It was a 6-pointer. Chelsea got the job done. Tuchel's unbeaten run continues. 11 games now. 2 goals conceded in the process, so the defensive record's just been brilliant. But yeah, it was a great all-round performance. The defence on point once again. The attack probably needs to be more ruthless, but we got the job done, and that's all that matters. Claiming the 3 points last night. So yeah, I'm going to talk about the game, give 5 reasons why I believe Chelsea won that game, go through Chelsea's lineup and offer my thoughts and opinions on the game. But before we start, I'd like to say a big thank you for the support you've shown so far whilst I've had this channel. I've had it for a month now, and in that month I've got my first 100 subscribers, and I can't thank you all enough. The support's been brilliant, all engaging with my videos, commenting, liking, subscribing. So yeah, I'd like to say a big thank you, and I'm going to have a busy week this week. I'm going to try to do a daily upload every day this week. So you please subscribe to the channel and turn bell notifications on, because I'm going to have a busy week and make sure you're ready for it. So thank you for the support. It's been brilliant, and I hope you continue to support and subscribe to the channel. So yeah, thank you. Now let's get into Chelsea's lineup from last night, and it was a similar lineup, 5 at the back. With 2 midfielders and 3 forwards, 2 inverted. But the 5 at the back was Mendy in there, obviously. Right wing back, Rhys James. Right centre back, Azpilicueta. Centre back, the Danish Maldini, Andreas Christensen, who's been brilliant, flawless once again last night. I can't stop the praise for him. He's just been flawless, hasn't he? He's been class since he come in for Thiago Silva. But he started there again. Left centre-back, it was Zuma last night, so he came in for Antonio Rudiger, which was quite a surprise, actually, because Rudiger's form has been very good. Left wing-back, Alonso came back in for Chilwell. 2 6s were Jorginho and Kovacic. Right inverted forward was... Werner played right forward last night. Yeah, he's been playing on the left and central against Liverpool, but he was on the right tonight, and it gave Callum Hudson-Odoi on the left to show his ability on the left, because that's where he's probably renowned for playing, especially through his youth days, and coming into Chelsea's side and breaking into it with Sarri in charge. That's where he played. And then at striker, this was a very nice surprise. I love to see it, because Kai Havertz, he started at false 9. It was great to see, because this is a 72 million signing, who hasn't... He's had his injuries, he's had his downfalls, he's had COVID also, but when he has played, he hasn't probably been in his best form, his scintillating form that we bought him to the Premier League for from Bayer Leverkusen. But he came in last night, false 9, and it's clearly a position that may work with him in the future, because he was absolutely brilliant. And yeah, it was a nice change to see. So Havertz hopefully can work his way into that side and gain some confidence from that performance, technically scoring, but it went down as an own goal in the end. So yeah, scoring and actually winning the penalty in the second half to make it 2-0. Jorginho tucking it away. So Kai Havertz last night, man of the match performance. And I'm actually going to speak about him as one of my key talking points. So yeah, that leads me nicely onto my first key talking point though. How the rotation that happened yesterday, and it's about Chelsea's squad depth. We have such a good squad. There's quality everywhere. Bench, reserves even. We had yesterday, Mount was rested, Kante was rested, Rudiger was rested, Ziyech was rested, Chilwell was rested. And then brought in, we had Havertz, Kovacic. Who else were brought in? Zuma, Hudson-Odoi. So, yeah, one key talking point is the squad depth. How we managed to take 5 key players out of the first team and managed to bring 5 equally as good players in who actually perform and make a statement in that side. And they make a strong claim to stay in that side for weeks on end now. And Tuchel must have the hardest job in the world picking that side, because the amount of depth and the quality of depth we have in that squad is ridiculous. And Havertz coming in last night was a good example. A £72 million signing in the summer. He's barely got a look in. Frank's probably played him in the wrong positions, out of position, and Tuchel worked his magic last night and probably played him in a more natural role, in a false nine, like a central kind of figure. Lampard was playing him in the 8, but Havertz came in last night. Brilliant, and it just proves the strength in depth we have. To bring Kovacic in, who was our player of the season last year, to replace N'Golo Kante, and we had Kante sitting on the bench with Mason Mount, who's been our best player this season. Yeah, it's just amazing. It's amazing to see the depth we have. And that's what you need, really. That's what kind of squad depth you need to be challenging at the top of the Premier League and in the latter stages of the Champions League, which we are at the minute. And this kind of squad depth can boost us and help us push on in that Champions League as well. Because towards the latter stages, you have people getting tired, having to be played in the Premier League, having to be played in the cup games. We're in the quarterfinals for the FA Cup as well. So there's a lot of games coming up, and we need that depth to come through and continue to perform as it is doing. So yeah, that's my first point. It's about Chelsea's squad depth, how just utterly brilliant it is. And that leads nicely onto my second point. I've talked about how Kai Havertz came in. We had Hudson-Odoi coming in on the front line. Ziyech being rested, Werner on the right. And it's about the attackers pressing from the front. Every good side presses from the front. You saw Liverpool last season when they won the league. It starts from Salah, Mane, Firmino. And since Tuchel came in, there's a real evident game plan to press from the front. We're actually stifling opposition's chances of getting out from the back and playing out from the back. And it's all down to that front side. Although we've conceded 2 goals in 11 games, it might be, the praise will be coming towards the defence and going, oh, the defence has been great. Christensen has been brilliant. Rudiger has been brilliant. Alonso's been brilliant. But the defensive work starts from the front. All the attackers are putting in their shifts and doing the dirty work for the side. And that's what every good side needs. And it's Werner. Last night, Werner, Havertz, Hudson-Odoi, all pressing from the front, stifling Everton from playing out the back. And it's a real weapon. It's a real weapon since Tuchel took over, because it's making the game so much more easier. We're winning the ball high up, and we're completely controlling the game because of this. We're winning the ball high up, and we're literally not allowing the opposition to play out from the back. So yeah, although it might look on stats like, oh, Chelsea have just had the ball, they've had 70% possession, whatever. They've had 70% of the ball. They've controlled the game, but they're not scoring loads. It doesn't matter. We're actually dominating the game, but we're doing it in such a way, and we're implementing Tuchel's tactics whilst doing it. Winning that ball high up, pressing, and the forwards are putting in dirty work and a shift that needs to be there for us to continue this run of form. So my second point is about Chelsea pressing from the front yesterday and in most games since Tuchel came over. It's a real weapon for us going forward, and you once more yesterday, I believe that's a huge reason why Chelsea won the game. Chelsea's pressing from the front. That leads me nicely on to my third point as to why I believe Chelsea won the game, and I've mentioned him already, but it's about Kai Havertz. What a performance yesterday. His best performance in the Chelsea shirt. He was bought in the summer for these kind of performances. We knew he had so much class. We knew it. We bought him for £72 million, and all the top clubs in Europe wanted him. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona wanted him, but they didn't have the money at the time. We stooped in, got him, and this is why we bought him. This is why we spent this money on him. He's a generational talent. When you watched him in the Bundesliga last year, you knew he was this special player. And he came in yesterday in his probably natural position, the false nine, and he was flawless. He was absolutely magnificent yesterday, Havertz. Scoring a goal, well, it was an own goal, but he was the one who hit the ball, and it went in off Godfrey into the back of the net in the first half to make it 1-0. And then the second half, he won the penalty, and Jorginho dispatched it brilliantly. And he also had a goal disallowed for an alleged handball, but I don't get it, because we had the Werner incident at Anfield getting offside because he was offside by his shoulder. So And I thought it touched Havertz's shoulder, so I thought it was very harsh. He should have had another goal, and it was a world-class finish. Hudson-Odoi chipped it in, chested it, and dispatched it brilliantly. The composure and the calmness in that position to bring it down, Drogba-esque almost, and smash it in the net. It was just gutting. I was gutted that it didn't go in. I'm sure he was, because it was a fabulous goal. Yeah. So Havertz, brilliant yesterday. He kept dropping into these deeper positions, collecting it. We saw his pace yesterday. He's lightning quick. It's probably quite deceiving as well, because on the eye he probably looks quite slow and relaxed. Let's call him relaxed, but he's rapid when he gets going, and he showed it yesterday. There was multiple occasions where he played a 1-2 with Werner, accelerated away. He was picking up these beautiful half spaces in between midfield and defence, connecting the wingers, connecting the midfield. And everything that was positive in the attacking third went through Kai Havertz yesterday. He was just a brilliant focal point, the link man, and yeah, it was a flawless performance. What a performance from Havertz, his best yet in a Chelsea shirt. And that leads me nicely onto my fourth point, and it's about the man, Jorginho again. What a performance again. Completely dictated the game from minute one. He's continuing to perform under Tuchel. Was probably regarded as being one of Chelsea's worst players under Lampard towards the end of his reign, and many Chelsea fans were wondering what he actually does. He had a really good spell under Lampard, to be fair, last season with Kovacic, and now they're playing again together. His form's just picked up. I think they work brilliantly together, and Jorginho yesterday, magnificent again. Dictates the speed of the game, completely controls the game. He dictates when the game needs to go slow. He dictates when the game needs to go fast. He can decide the game and the pace of the game just by his precision and his passing accuracy, and the brilliance and composure. And it was another magnificent performance from Jorginho. Completely dictated the game, controlled proceedings, and him and Kovacic is a partnership I don't think can be changed really, because they work so well together. I love Kante. He's come in and done brilliantly against Liverpool and off the bench recently, but I just love them together as a pair. The exchange play between both of them as well is just brilliant. They know where each other is. They know each other's game inside out. And they're always playing 1-2s and little passes and intricate little passages of play. So, yeah, Jorginho again, brilliant last night. And you can't fault him. And I think he's a key reason to why Chelsea won last night. Never mind the penalty, but just his all-round gameplay. So, yeah. And my fifth and final point, it's a slight negative. I won't call it a negative. I'm going to link the 2 points together as well. And my fifth point is going to be, well, the first of the two is going to be about Rhys James. I love Rhys. I think he's brilliant, and I think he's probably the top two right-backs in the league. But Rhys James last night, he was brilliant defensively, but he's playing it as a right wing-back at the minute. And I actually think it suits Hudson-Odoi more, this role. As Rhys, it frustrates me because he has the opportunity to burst forward and play forward on many occasions, but he seems to play it sideways or backwards, and it's quite, because I know the brilliance he's got on the ball. You saw in the first half, he did a long powerful run through the midfield and past defenders, carried it forward, and that's what we need to see more from him at right wing back, because it's more of an attacking role, so we need to see his attacking brilliance probably as well as his defensive brilliance. And that's why he probably suits a defensive role more in the four at the back. But yeah, Rhys last night, brilliant defensively, but I think he could have done more in the attacking third, going forward and actually playing it forward. So yeah, that's Rhys. And another slight negative is the ruthlessness of this side needs to be there. Needs to be better, because we won 2-0. The game was there. The aesthetics of the game were there. Brilliant defensive performance, great passing, and it's just the final third. We have all these chances. The second half we had Werner missed 2 chances. He needs to start putting these away, because the pressure will come to him, and his confidence will continue to drop. And yeah, we need to finally see why we paid the money for him, and the fact that he's a clinical striker, because he's missing too many chances at the minute. But his all-round game's brilliant. It's just the final third and his decision-making and his finishing in the final third. Not just Werner, it's the full side. We could have won about 4-5-0 last night if we were more clinical, and it's something we need to improve on, because the defensive side of it's there. The build-up's there. The build-up there, it's a brilliant build-up to watch. And then it's just the final third and the final decision. That's costing us. Not costing us because we're getting the 3 points, but costing us more goals and increasing that goal difference. So yeah, they're my 5 key points as to why I believe Chelsea won the game last night. It was a brilliant performance. 2 kills, 11th game unbeaten, 2 goals conceded in the process. Chelsea solidify their place in the top 4 for now anyway, with a huge game coming up against Leeds and Atletico Madrid in the second leg. Also, Sheffield United in the quarter-final of the FA Cup. So yeah, now that I've wrapped up my 5 key talking points as to why Chelsea won that game, I'd just like to say, if you like the video, please leave a like. And most importantly, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I am trying to hit a K by the end of 2021. Thank you for your support and up the Chelsea.